Cows are good. All right, then we will call to order the Monday, November 25th, 2024 regular meeting of Municipal Council. The second item on our agenda is our Indigenous Land Acknowledgement Statement. As we gather, we are reminded that the Township of Edwardsburg Cardinal is situated on the traditional territory of Indigenous peoples dating back countless generations, which is rich in history and home to many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people today. As a township, we have a responsibility for the stewardship of the lands in which we live, work, and play. And today, this meeting place is still home to Indigenous people, and we are grateful to have the opportunity to work on and call this land home. The next item on our agenda is the approval of the agenda. Deputy Mayor Dillabaugh, I believe you have that item.
By myself, second by Chris Ward, the Municipality Council approves the agenda.
Turn your mic on, please.
You have to do it over with your mic on. Sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself and seconded by Councillor Chris Ward that the Municipality Council approves the agenda as presented.
Okay, no changes. Nobody has any changes. All right, then I'll call the question. All in favor? Good. Move on to disclosure of pecuniary interest, conflict of interest, and the general nature thereof. Does anyone have a conflict?
None by me.
Okay, moving to delegations and presentations. There aren't any, so we're at consent agenda. Items listed under consent agenda are considered routine and no longer require a further discussion or enacted on one motion. The exception to this rule is that a member may request that more than one or more items be pulled for discussion and voted on separately. Anyone wish to pull anything? Okay, then I believe Councillor Ward, you have the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move by myself and seconded by Deputy Mayor Dillabaugh that Municipal Council receives and approves the following consent agenda items as presented. A, Regular Council, October 28th, 2024. See item 7A. I'm not gonna say that. B, Special Council, November 4, 2024. C, Port Committee, September 23rd, 2024. Committee of the Whole, Community Development, November 4th, 2024. E, Committee of the Whole, Administration and Operations, November 11th, 2024. F, Draft Plan Extension Request, Meadowlands Lockwood. G, Entranceway Bylaw Review. There you go. Thank you.
Okay, so okay, hearing and seeing that, then I'll call, there is no discussion on consent agenda. I'll call the question then. All in favor? Good. Now I'm going to look to the clerk for some help.
Through the chair, 10C now.
That's what I have written down. All right, 10C, which is the 2024 compensation review for non-union staff. And Councillor Martel, I think you have that item to bring forward.
I do. Thank you, Your Worship. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Waddy Smail, that Municipal Council approve the 2025 salary grids for non-union staff and council remuneration effective January 1st, 2025, as recommended by the Committee of the Whole, Administration and Operations.
Good discussion. Microphone.
Through the chair, I mean, I guess the thing to make sure we state here is that it's been a long time since, I think it was 11 years since this was last done. And I mean, it is something that I think we should be doing a little more regularly. And I think that, going forward, I hope that doesn't happen again, because there was a significant change because of the length of time it happened since the last assessment. Anyways, I just want to put that out there because it's the reality. So,
yeah. Good. Thanks for those comments. Councillor Ward, further? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor? Good. Move on to item D, which is the 2024 Township Financial Audit Plan and Engagement Letter. Councillor Ward, I think you have that item.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself and seconded by Deputy Mayor Dillabaugh that Municipal Council receives the 2024 audit plan and authorizes the CAO to sign the engagement letter as required for the annual audit, as recommended by the Committee of the Whole, Administration and Operations.
Okay, moved in second. Discussion on the audit plan for 2024. Anyone? Debated and discussed already. Okay, I'll call the question. All in favor? Good. Then we are on to item E, which is heavy truck traffic heavy truck traffic restrictions, Yoakum Road. Councillor Smale, I think you have that item.
Myself, second by Councilor Christopher, that a municipal council remains status
Oh,
quo. on heavy-
Waddy, your microphone.
Sorry about that. I wanted to remember that. Moved by myself and seconded by Councilor Chris Ward, that the municipal council remains status quo on heavy commercial vehicles using Yoakum Road.
All right, open the floor for discussion. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first, Mr. Mayor. This one here was brought up by me, the motion, and the reason being there was a lot of, we did a survey and there's 70%, I do believe, was traffic from the large vehicles. And I'm hoping that maybe with the reduction, which is coming down on a different bylaw, will maybe help reduce some of that traffic, because we're going from 80 to 60. So that's what I'm hoping, but we'll see. That's my comment on that. Thank you.
Okay, anyone else? Chris?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yeah, I mean, I think this one is something that, I'm not sure I'm in support of at this point. I think doing two things at once might not be the right science behind it. But that being said, I mean, if we do decide tonight that Yoakum Road becomes a 60 zone, then it does, I think, to the deputy mayor's point, it becomes something that's essentially about a 1.7 minutes, so roughly 105 seconds difference for them just to travel straight up Smith Road to get to the 416 that way. And I'm hoping that that's what they end up doing, because there's no other reason that I can think of where they would have to leave the pit and go down Yoakum Road, to be honest, as far as supporting our township construction. And I get that they support other construction than just the township, but the cost of heavy trucks on Yoakum Road could become something down the road that we need to make sure that we focus on as far as the cost goes, and that cost is going to be borne by the taxpayers. And the pit did give some information. I think it was the pit gave information on how much money that they contribute towards the township because of that, and I think that's appreciated, but I'm not sure that would cover the costs of the road itself for heavy truck traffic. So I guess that's the long-winded way to say that I think I'm going to support the not doing anything today about it, but that's the reason I'm doing that, is because I want to see what the effects of the reduced speed limit are if we decide that tonight as well. So thank you.
Sure. Thank you for your comments. Councillors?
Yeah, I just think.
Microphone.
Sorry about that. I think it's a great idea to load to 60. I think it'll help slow the traffic down. Plus, the big trucks don't want to go 60. They're going to head out Smith Road right to the corner. That's 80 kilometers an hour. They'll save time.
Yep.
So.
All right. Thank you for your comments.
Mr. Mayor, may I have a recorded vote on this, please?
Yes, you may. Absolutely. All right. So if there's nothing further then, all right. So I'm going to reread the motion. And the motion is that municipal council remains status quo on heavy commercial vehicles using Yoakum Road. Councillor Martel, how do you vote?
Yay.
Councillor Smale, how do you vote?
Yay.
Councillor Ward?
Yay.
Deputy Mayor?
Mr. Mayor, before I have my vote, may I ask the clerk a question, please, on this? I just want to know if I vote nay, is it going to be another 30 days?
Nope.
For this?
You
Okay.
No,
No,
through the
this
chair,
isn't a
it's not a
bylaw.
bylaw.
It's not a
Okay,
bylaw.
thank you. Nay.
Okay, and the mayor votes yay. So 4-1 passes. Carried. Remains status quo. Okay. Item F, Development Agreement B-89-24 Hurley Road / Hut. Deputy Mayor, I think you have that.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself and seconded by Mr. Ward, the municipality council entered in the development agreement with the property owner for the severance parcel and severance application B-89-24.
All right, open the floor for comments and discussion. And look around. Seeing none to my right. Nothing? You're good? Deputy, you're good?
Yeah, it's been.
Okay, everybody's good? All right, then I will call the question if there's no further comments. All in favor?
Aye.
Good. You guys are rolling. I'll look to the clerk, but I think I'm at correspondence, correct? Yep. All right, so Councillor Smale, correspondence?
Thank you, your worship. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Chris Ward, that the municipality cardinal receives the correspondence listings for the following dates as previously circulated. October 30th, 2024, November 7th, 2024, November 13th, 2024, and November 21st, 2024.
Joey? Okay, comments, questions on correspondence? Seeing none, then I'll call the question. All in favor? Municipal disbursements, Councillor Martel.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Waddy Smale, that municipal council receives the payment of municipal invoices circulated and dated as follows. Report dated October 29th, 2024-181 for $40. Report dated October 31st, 2024-182 for $306,421.89. Report dated October 31st, 2024-183, $243,059.68. Report dated November 15th, 2024-188, $387,749.84. Report dated November 21st, 2024-194, $206,341.06. And report dated November 21st, 2024-195, $253,646.84. For a total of $1,397,259.31.
All right, thank you, Councillor Martel. All right, the business of the business. Questions on disbursements, Chris?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I guess through the chair to the treasurer or to the CAO. On page 47 of 272, the Weir Road Bridge PP number 5 for $116,576.24. Is that the last payment towards that bridge now, or is there still more to come on that one?
Looking at the director of operations, there's no more in coming, so that should be the last one.
No, sorry. Yeah, there's one more progress payment to come.
Okay, gotcha. And I wasn't asking to be here, but so does that mean that sometime next month or soon we'll see the results of how we did versus the budget on the bridge then?
Through the chair to Councillor Ward, yeah, you'll see that in the Q4 year end. We'll have everything in by year end.
Good. Question on disbursement? Deputy? Well, you just shut it off. You just shut it off. Oh, you shut it off.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm going to be asking our treasurer for some clarification on a few items. I'll be emailing her tomorrow. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for that. Anyone else? Disbursement? All right. Then I will call the question. All in favor? Good. Bills are paid. All right, the bylaw portion, I believe, 13A. See nodding, yep. All right, so the third and final reading for the amendment to the procedural bylaw 2023-25, which is to add the members report. Councillor Ward, I think you have third reading.
Thank you. Moved by myself and seconded by Deputy Mayor Dillabaugh that a bylaw to amend 2023-25, being a bylaw to govern the proceedings of council and committees of council, be now read a third and final time and finally passed, signed, sealed, and numbered 2024-64.
Good. Comments, discussion on it at all? Anyone? No? I will just say that I think it's, very valid to have every single person of council have the ability during member reports to talk about the things that they've done over the past week, the past 2 weeks, or the past month. I think not having that ability, show residents what we do, we need that ability. So nice change in my opinion. And I better call the question before I say it's a nice change. All in favor? All right, that's good. Nice change.
Thank you, Mr.
Oh,
Mayor.
hold on. I'm getting a mic wave at me. What's wrong? Oh, okay, we're good. Okay, so go ahead, Deputy Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself and second by Council Ward that the mover be granted leave to introduce a bylaw to authorize the mayor and treasurer to execute a commercial banking service agreement with the Royal Bank of Canada, and this shall constitute the first and second reading thereof.
You good? Yeah. All right, first and second reading on the changes to the banking agreement. I don't actually think there were any changes to the banking agreement, were there? So just the extension for 5 years?
Through the chair, just that one change to the minimum balance for the interest
Oh,
rates.
right, yeah. Okay, first and second, no comments, call the question, all in favor? Okay, proceed to third.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself and second by Mr. Ward that the bylaw to authorize the mayor and treasurer to execute a commercial banking service agreement with the Royal Bank of Canada be now read a third and final time, finally passed, signed and sealed, and numbered 2024-65.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. All right, comments, questions, call the question, all in favor? Good. Okay, emergency response plan update, Councillor Smale.
Thank you, your worship. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Chris Ward, that the mover be granted leave to introduce a bylaw to adopt the emergency response plan for the township of Edwardsburg Cardinal, and this shall constitute the first and second reading thereof.
First and second reading on the emergency response plan update. Is there discussion to be had on first and second? Yes.
I may as well take advantage of first and second reading on this one. One thing I was trying to figure out, and maybe it's something that either the mayor or somebody on staff can help with, but I was trying to figure out in the event of, I guess, an extreme emergency, it almost seems like there's no role for council. And I'm not sure if that's true or not. I just couldn't see anything referencing anything we would be doing during an emergency as far as continuity of operations that way. So if somebody could help me out with that, I'd appreciate it.
Do you want to speak to it?
You got it, yes, yeah.
Thank you through the mayor to Councillor Ward. So with respect to the municipal emergency control group, the mayor sits at that table, and he'll certainly keep council apprised of any developments that are happening with respect to activities that may require council decisions, but there's also that ability in that emergency for actions to take place without going through the formalized process when when needed to bring a situation back into control. If that helps to clarify, it's certainly council will be kept in the loop as things progress, but will not be sort of at that table through those operation cycles.
You can follow up.
So
I said you can follow up.
Oh, sure. No, and I think I got that. So that's kind of what I thought. And so like if something like COVID were to happen again, we would still have council meetings, but there might be things that get decided that are above and beyond that. For instance, if something like that happened again, is what I'm hearing.
Well, we
We'd still meet once in a while potentially.
COVID's a bad example.
Maybe it's a bad example.
We never declared a state of emergency.
That's a good point. Yeah. Okay, I can't think of a good example then, but I was just trying to figure out what role we had, and it sounds like there could be things that are happening that we have to then come back later on and try and figure out how to resolve, pay for, whatever things like that could happen. is what I'm
The
hearing.
update plan expands the ability for staff beyond what their normal limits are to a degree. Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. I mean, council's always apprised. It increases our spending limits, but we're not really acting outside the authority of council?
Certainly during what we would consider an emergency situation, there is the process that requires the treasurer to sign off the CAO and the mayor before there's expenditures that, let's say, in that particular circumstances, that wouldn't have been budgeted, but are necessary to bring the situation under control. And certainly through that process, the members of council be made aware of those situations. It's just the reality with that emergency situation is that decisions are being made at a rapid pace of the control group to try to get the situation under control. So it's to ensure that there are still those mechanisms in place so that it's not sort of a free for all. It's a controlled process for that financial end of it.
Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, my job really in that would be to declare the emergency, and it would be under the advice of, we've been meeting for the last, I don't know how many months, the deputy mayor and myself, to go through what an emergency would look like, right? And we've done the tabletop exercise. Next year, I think it sounds like we're going to do we won't know about it in advance or what it is or anything at all. And we'll actually do it. He's freaking out already. But ultimately, I mean, that is my role, to make sure the council stays informed, which it's easy to do. We know that. Yeah. Good questions, though. All right. So this was first and second. Further questions before I call the question on first and second? Yes.
I just want to say, I think David might remember, before we amalgamated, the village of Cardinal had a scenario scene, which
Yeah.
I think would be a great idea. Oh, we're in, there you go. Okay. Anyway, thanks.
Through the mayor, I believe that was Operation Redbird, and
Redbird.
yeah, we will not be going to that extent. I believe in 2025.
Is that truthful, or is that just keeping it secret?
You'll have to wait and see.
Alrighty. All right, first and second reading. Hear no more, so I'll call the question. All in favor? Okay, you can proceed to third.
Thank you, your worship. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Chris Ward, that a bylaw to adopt the emergency response plan for the township of Edgeburg Cardinal be now read a third and final time and finally passed, signed, sealed, and numbered 2024-66. Passing it on.
All right, further discussion at all? Okay. Yeah, so just thinking for Chris, Councillor Ward, sorry, if you go to section 2 in emergency operations, 2.4 under mayor responsibilities. You'll see under item D, I think, right? Sort of all of that's the role. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Ray. Actually, I highlighted that section as well. I just wasn't sure if it was that we're just informed, but I keep thinking about a longer emergency is what I was thinking of in my mind, and not necessarily a short emergency that lasts a day or a weekend or something like that. So,
Yeah.
yep, fair enough.
Through COVID, we activated the emergency control group, and it was a discussion that we had to make sure that we could provide the services that the township provided without undue hardship. Is that, or without, like, we didn't ever feel the need. There were a couple of times maybe we were close, but never really felt the need that we couldn't deliver services the way that we were supposed to. So, but it met all, often in this room. And then I don't think we ever had a virtual one. I think it was either Mayor Seo or myself that was always here. So it was really well done. And the last ones have been well done too. Steve's been here a lot. Okay. Third and final. You good? Okay. All in favor? Good. Then we are 13E, I think, right? Deputy Mayor, I think you have that one. Oh, 13. Which one? Oh, sorry. I skipped right over that one. Sorry. Blah, blah. Councillor Ward, sorry, for emergency management program update.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself and seconded by Deputy Mayor Dillabaugh that the mover be granted leave to introduce a bylaw to provide for the establishment and adoption of an emergency management program for the township of Edwardsburg Cardinal, and this shall constitute first and second reading thereof.
All right, first and second reading on the program, not the plan. Discussion of any? Seeing none, I'll call the question on first and second. All in favor? Okay, proceed to third.
Moved by myself and seconded again by Deputy Mayor Dillabaugh that a bylaw to provide for the establishment and adoption of an emergency management program for the township of Edwardsburg Cardinal be now read a third and final time and finally passed, signed, sealed, and numbered 2024-67.
Good, thank you. All right, discussion on third reading, if any. Okay, seeing none, then I will call the question. All in favor? Great. I look to, aside from filing the paperwork, we're now where we should be for this year after tonight.
The CAO to the mayor, yes, we shall receive those bylaws and do our final submission, our compliance submission to the province.
Good. Thank the entire team, the entire staff team that's on the emergency management control group for the great work, especially I think I'm not sure what Ms. Van Koolen's title is. I always refer to her as CDC, but I'm not sure if that's what her title is in that group, but
Emergency Information Officer.
An information officer. She certainly has been updating and doing the lion's share of making sure that all the wording and everything's perfect for us whenever we get it. So if you can extend my thank you to everyone on the control group for the good work they've done. Okay, now are we on E? Yeah. Restrict rate of speed bylaw, Yoakum Road, Deputy Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself and seconded by Jared Shell that the mover be granted leave.
Start over.
Microphone.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself and seconded by Mr. Martell that the mover be granted leave to introduce a bylaw to restrict the rate of speed for motor vehicles on the municipality roadway known as Yoakum Road, and this shall constitute the first and second reading thereof.
All right, first and second reading on reducing the speed rate on Yoakum Road. Discussion of any? Okay, I'll call the question on first and second reading. All in favor? Good, you can proceed to third.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself and seconded by Mr. Martell that the bylaw to restrict the rate of speed for motor vehicles on municipality roadways known as Yoakum Road be now read the third final time. Passed, signed, sealed, and numbered 2024-68.
All right, we're on to third reading and this will reduce the speed and it will post the speed as well. I'm making that general. I see
Yeah.
nodding because there is no actual posted speed as of right now, is there, on the road?
Through the mayor, that is correct.
Right, yeah. All right, so this will post it and it will be 60. Yeah, okay, all right.
Long time coming.
Discussion, you want to comments?
Just glad to get this one done. The 60, I think it's going to help the traffic flow on that, reduce the traffic on Yocum Road because of the speed limit. That's what I'm hoping for the outcome on that.
Counselor, anything?
Absolutely, and I certainly share the deputy mayor's words that I hope this does reduce the traffic there, and you know, we're trying to come up with a compromise, you know, between the needs of the people on the road and the trucks going down the road, because it is a lot of truck traffic. I think we saw that evidence, and so, you know, I'm hoping that that helps them to go, you know, like I said, down Smith Road into the North Grenville Township as well. So for sure in support of this one.
Good, thank you. Guys?
Thank you, your worship. Just a question to the clerk through you. I can assume that we'll plaster that all over social media that we've changed the speed limit on Yocum Road.
Through the chair, I'm sure notices will be sent through the director of operations. Just want to confirm.
So, yeah, I think through the mayor to Councillor Martel, we'll certainly have that placed on social media, and we'll notify the agencies that need to be notified with respect to that.
Through the mayor to the CAO, will it also have sort of at first, especially one of those new signs, like so that it says it's new as well to the people going by there?
Through the mayor to Councillor Ward, yes, that would be the plan as of right now. But I am quite sure that once the sign is posted, it will be new enough that it will draw attention, but we'll also identify it with that marking as well.
Yeah, good. And I will weigh in slightly, just to say that it was fantastic to have as many residents show up for this. It was great work on behalf of staff to, you know, do the research and give us the data and give us a recommendation that I think was pretty simple to support. So, good. Hopefully it's the end. And hopefully we see the effects that we're looking for from this change. If that's it. Okay, then I'll call the question. All in favor? Yeah, of course. Good one. Set your cruise control on Yocum Road. Okay, item F, which is development agreement B-89-24, which is Hurley Road, Hutton. Deputy Mayor, you have that one as well.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself and second by Councilor Martel that the mover be granted leave to introduce a bylaw to authorize the execution of the development agreement with Howard Peter Hutton. And this shall constitute the first and second reading thereof.
First and second reading on the development agreement for Hurley Road. Discussion, if any? Good. Yeah.
No, this one looks good to me as well. I was actually quite surprised because there's so much agricultural zone land around there that this one is actually a rural property. So that was good to see that, and good to see some extra development happening in that area. So definitely in favor of it. Just wanted to say can't wait to see something get built there, to be honest. So
Good. Call the question on first and second reading then. All in favor?
Good.
Good. You can proceed to third.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself and second by Council Martel that the bylaw authorize execution development agreement with Howard Peter Hutton and be now read the third and final time, passed, signed, sealed, number 2024-69.
Good. Third and final reading. Looking around, nodding heads. Okay, then I'll call the question. All in favor? Good. And we are on the last one of our bylaw, which is the naming rights agreement for United Counties of Leeds and Grenville for Maple View Landings. Counselor Martell, I believe you have that item.
Thank you, your worship. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Wadi Smail, that the mover be granted leave to introduce a bylaw to authorize the mayor and CAO to execute an agreement with the United Counties of Leeds and Grenville for naming rights supporting the redevelopment of Maple View Landings Long-Term Care Project. And this shall constitute first and second reading thereof.
Okay. First and second reading for the naming rights for Maple View Landing Room, I guess. Discussion on before I call the vote. Okay, I'll call the vote. Sorry.
I'm not happy with it, but I'm gonna live with it, I guess. Giving them $22,500 and we can't get our name on a door or anything. Kind of ticks me, but I'll live with that.
Understood. I'll be sure to let Mr. Struthers understand and know that you're concerned.
I already let him know last Friday, Mr. Mayor, thank you.
I'm sure his ears are still burning. I will call the question then on first and second. All in favor? All right, you can proceed to third.
Moved by myself, second by Councillor Wadi Smail, that a bylaw to authorize the mayor and CAO to execute an agreement with the United Counties of Leeds and Grenville for naming rights supporting the redevelopment of Maple View Landings Long-Term Care Project now be read a third and final time, passed, signed, sealed, and numbered 2024-70.
Good. Discussion, if any, on third reading? Okay, I'll call the question. All in favor? Good. And I will say at this point, the adapted budget, since the budget has been changed from what its first iteration was to its second one, it is on time and it's been on budget since it's been rebudgeted, and it hasn't used any of the contingency at this point at all. And to Mr. Struthers and the group that is, raising the extra dollars, they're out of the 3 million they were trying to raise, they've raised over $2.3 million. So they're in that last 700. Well, now they're in the last $680,000 of it. So well done to Mayor Struthers and the group that's there. That home is going to be absolutely fantastic to support our aging population in the United Counties. So thank you to the group for making it, just a tiny little bit better. It's good. All right. And CAO's administrative update. Let's move the motion. We'll bring it forward and then the CAO can present his report.
Thank you, your worship. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Wadi Smail, that municipal council receives the CAO's administrative report as presented.
All right, CAO, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First thing on the list is our annual holiday office closure. So the township office will close on Tuesday, December 24th at noon, and will reopen on Thursday, January 2nd at 8:30 a.m. Last Friday was the UCLG Economic Summit. All of council was in attendance, and also got to hear Potentia Renewables CEO and project manager make a presentation to attendees, which was very well received. The student newsletter, staff are working with South Granville District High School students on the December edition of the township newsletter. The school is advised that the students will not continue the newsletter into the second semester. The opportunity to continue the newsletter will be available to the second semester grade 9 tech class. Building and planning application process improvement. This was one of the things that we had put in our half application, but we're still going to continue moving on, whether we get the funding or not, is looking at ways to streamline that application process and a way to get it online for payment so people don't have to always come into the office. CIP redesign. In the report, it says we've received one response, but I received another 4 today. So
Nice.
I think we'll have 5 to choose from, which is good. Lots of range of people to do that project. Communication Committee, they will have their first meeting on December 4th. Moving on to Treasury, for payment methods, just in response to the Canada Post strike, staff have been working with RBC to explore options for residents to make payments online for invoices, tax certificate statement, and other items that do not relate to property taxes. Moving on to Facilities and Recreation, our annual Skate with Santa is at Ingredion Arena on December 13th from 6 to 7:30, and then Spencerville Arena on December 15th from 2 to 3:30. Aerobics instructor, the posting has been up for 2 weeks with no interest as of yet. Cookie decorating, Sunday, December 8th at the Johnstown Hall. Registration has been good. Just a final tally on the boat launch. 169 non-residents registered and paid, and 168 township residents registered as well. So pretty much a 50-50 split. For Live Barn, we've reached back out to the Live Barn people, and they're still interested in installing the cameras in the Ingredion Arena. The one thing, if we do get those cameras, then the cameras that we currently have for webcasting will have to come down or be disabled, sorry. Moving on to Operations and Public Works, the roads program, all roadways within the 2024 road program are complete to date. Final review of resurfaced roads to be reviewed for deficiencies by staff, consultant, engineers, and contractors. Lane light pedestrian crossings, staff has met with ACF Electric on site at the 4 locations. We'll be proceeding with 3 locations right now: County Road 2 in Dishaw, County Road 2 in Walker, and Bennett and Henderson. Some additional work will be required for the County Road 2 Shanley Road and will be included for 2025 budget discussions. Augusta Boundary Road Agreement. Staff in both municipalities have worked on formalizing the current practices into an agreement. We'll be bringing an agreement to council on December 9th, and Augusta staff will be bringing the agreement on December 16th. For holiday wreaths, Rito St. Lawrence assisted with installing the wreaths on Bridge and Dundas Streets in Cardinal on November 18th. Environmental services, just mainly regular scheduled maintenance. Nothing this month in municipal drains. Fire department, for HR, we've got 7 candidates that have completed the aptitude test, physical testing, and interviews. Potential start date of January 6, 2025. Under fire prevention officer and the chief met with HFI representatives and toured the facility. And also fire chief and community development quarter met with Potentia to receive a project update and discuss fire safety for the Skyview 2 energy project. For emergency management, as was discussed earlier with the bylaws, we've done our annual exercise and our annual review. All has been all is good to submit to the province now that our bylaw has been passed. And that is my CAO's report. Thank you.
All right, let's see if there are any questions for you on your report. Councillor Smith?
Thank you, Your Worship. I just have a couple questions. Can you tell me what roads Augusta is talking to us about?
Through the chair to Councillor Smale, it would be all the roads that are bordered with Augusta.
And thank you. I have one more question, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Through the chair to the Director of Operations, I noticed the reefs are all up and they're really nice looking, but there's one reef that's half lit. Now, it depends whether you're coming in to Cardinal or leaving on Dundas. It could be either the first one or last one, but it's down by Mad Max. I just thought I'd inform you and let you know in case you didn't know. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Smale. Councillor Martell, anything? Councillor or Deputy Mayor Dillabaugh?
Yes, I have a couple. No applications yet for the aerobics training in Spencerville. Are we going to keep that up, Mr. Spencer, on our website? And are we looking maybe to go other ways, like getting in touch with some of the universities that teach that? They have someone to fill in.
Through the chair to the deputy mayor, yes, we will continue to issue that blast via social media. We've also been notified by the CMHAC, which is through the counties, that the instructor that is currently doing the Johnstown one will be finishing off in December and will not be returning in January. So it's not just trying to find a spot for out here, it's also trying to fill the spot in Johnstown, which they have not been successful doing either.
Thank you for that. I hope we can get somebody. I just hope we can find somebody to do that for sure.
When you said I made.
Well, no, not me. No, no, no,
Okay.
no. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, but no. Live barn, Mike, what, I'm really interested in that, and obviously Live Barn's interested in it. What was that cost again? Or was there a cost?
Through the mayor to the deputy mayor, there's no cost incurred to the municipality. They come in with their own camera. They also have their own dedicated internet feed via, well, it'll be through Bell. But there's no cost for the actual infrastructure that they supply all that. What the municipality gets in return is 20% off of new memberships that quote, they will be given a code number, say 1515. So when people are registering, if they're not currently in Live Barn, they would register under 1515. We would get 20% of that. So myself, I have a current membership subscription. If I logged into that to watch a game at the Prescott Rink right now, there would be no dollar value increments going to the town of Prescott for that because I already have a membership. It's just the ones that that the municipalities are able to source out after the system has been installed.
Thank you for that. And yeah, thank you. I'll leave it at that.
Chris, anything?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yes, I had, well, I had a sad face beside the aerobics instructor as well. So I think we're all on the same page there, unfortunately. With regards to the planning and building and planning application, or sorry, software, is it also going to, like, it'll track progress and things like that, or is it just going to be like, you know, I guess it's just for building, it's not for planning itself, or is it for planning as well? It says planning, so.
Through the chair, it's for the whole process. So we're looking for something that will cover that process from start to finish. So we're just at the software demo stage now.
Thank you very much. And as far as the CIP redesign, I'm glad we're up to 5 now, which is great. Have we reached out to businesses as well to try and get their input? Because I think in a lot of cases, we're trying to reach out and sort of help, you know, improve, you know, not just, you know, the businesses as well. And I don't know what the approach has been to try and get people to fill in the questionnaire essentially.
Through the chair to Councillor Ward, we can certainly bring that up with whoever's successful with the RFP to reach out to the business community to get.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, thank you. I was jumping ahead. And then it's not really on here, but, and I know it's a county's road, but have we any information? Has there been a request to like in the last few years, they've closed parts of Bennett Street for the Spencer Whoville, which is on Friday, the 29th, the 30th, which is on Saturday this week?
Through the chair, I believe all those notifications have gone out and is posted on social media and Municipal 511 as well. So we're covered.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Good.
Yep.
All right. I too had Live Barn on there as well, and I've certainly been contacted on it a couple of times. I know we talked about it coming forward before, and it's back again. Which and watching some of the feeds, the quality of it's fantastic. The way that the camera you know, sort of follows the play and versus what we have now, and then you look at what the Live Barn feed is. It's like they're in different worlds.
Yes, that is correct, Mr. Mayor, and it is for HD quality. Also with the Live Barn, what you have are, excuse me, are the coaches are able to then go back and review games, and they can cut 30-second little clips out and show that to the players for developmental purposes to show them what they're doing right or what they're doing wrong and that. So not only do people watch it for the game action, but also coaches and that also use it for that sort of development as well.
Yeah. So the plus side of it is that the quality is way better, and that you have access to anywhere else that has live barn. So you can watch a game and
Yeah, so if the Cyclones
Thunder
were
Bay.
in a tournament in Toronto this weekend at one of the rinks that have live barn, you can log in and watch the game.
right. So,
Yeah.
but the
You're not
down,
limited.
yeah, so that's it's a huge advantage if you have the subscription or the membership.
That is
And
correct.
my understanding is with the discount codes, it's around $30 a month, give or take a little bit on that.
Between
29
$20
something.
and $30,
Yeah.
yes.
And then there's no penalty to cancel. So you can, and they usually give you 30 days free to try it.
There's a
So
90-day,
90-day.
yeah, but it is a 6-year agreement.
It is. For
Yeah.
us, it is.
Yeah.
Right. But I'm talking about the individual.
Oh, the individual.
the
no,
individual.
Oh, sorry. Yes, the individual can cancel at any time.
Yeah. Once we let them in, they're in for 6 years.
That is correct.
Yeah. Okay. And it only says Ingredion. Doesn't say Spencerville. Is there a reasoning beyond that?
I thought it would probably be better for the municipality to put it in the arena that has more games right now. And the Spencerville rink really only has maybe 15% of the nights where there's actual games. It's all practices.
Yep.
So let's get them in the door first. I have seen live barn in some of the smaller arenas throughout the HEO jurisdiction. And the smaller the arena, the harder it is to actually focus on the actual play itself. So the larger arenas have a better quality of video.
Okay. We could push for them to
Well, I can certainly ask
Spencerville if
that,
we,
that wouldn't be a problem.
Yep.
But I tend to think that they'll gravitate quicker to install it in Ingredion than they would in Spencerville.
okay. And not to turn it into a full-on discussion, but I guess the question I would be, do we know how many people, not the live barn part, because the live barn part I 100% support regardless, but do we know how many watch our feed now? Like the ones that I know that watch our feed now are the people that have live barn. They're the ones that are bugging me to switch to live barn. So that,
No, it's not something that we track, to be quite honest with you.
okay.
Because the purpose of it, again, was back during COVID.
Yeah,
right?
COVID, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I think that's fantastic. I had two more CAO if I may. The roads program's done. The roads look fantastic. It's wonderful. There's a couple areas of concern. Cedar Grove Road for me is one. And I know you're looking for deficiencies, and I don't think it's a deficiency at all. But what I notice is on the very, like the very sharp corners, the gravel's been really topped up to the edges, and it's obvious that the cars are cutting the corners shorter and the gravel's ending up all over the road. And I'm just wondering if there is anything that, in those areas, do we go back and look at those areas? I mean, if the vehicle traffic's, using the side of the road, once the gravel gets plowed down a little bit, winter controls and stuff are, I mean, to me, it seems like we'd be at risk of losing the corners of the road. If that's the case, or even potentials with, motorcycles sliding on gravel on corners like that. So I'm just wondering if there's any consideration maybe in the new year to looking at those areas and potentially bringing us back some options.
Through the chair, yes, and I believe I'll confirm with the director of operations that we did actually bring this issue up to the contractor already, to get some sort of solution, either to use a different material on the sides of the roads that won't scatter. But I don't know if director of operations has any more insight from the contractor.
Thank you, Mr. CAO. We're certainly in conversation with the contractor to look at some solutions that will work for everybody.
Okay. There was, and I know it's not a township road, but I noticed they did Highway 2 and where 416 starts right at the beginning, and where the trucks always pull over to the right-hand side. they just filled it up full of gravel again. And you know, that corner just gets absolutely beaten up by heavy traffic. And I'd hate to see the same thing happen on Cedar Grove Road. As much as we know that heavy traffic shouldn't be using it, they're going to, and we can't stop them all. And I just don't want to, it's a lot of investment there, and I just hate to see it get ruined. Last comment, and it's just a comment on your report. I know we've discussed where we're putting our crosswalks in Spencerville and in Cardinal. But I would just be wrong if I didn't say that I just think we're missing the mark by not having something at Walker Street. The predominance of people crossing is at Walker Street. Every time you drive by, there's somebody waiting at that mall or at that convenience store to go towards Walker Street. So I know where we're putting them. I just don't see people walking to those corners to then walk down to where they're going, which is the convenience store in that mall area. So that's my 2 cents there, and that's it. All right. Further discussion on the CAO's administrative report. Anyone? Okay, hearing none, then I'll call the question. All in favor? First, do Councillor inquiries notice of motion? Anyone? Going once, going twice. Councillor Smale? Oh, you had it on.
Glad I wasn't talking to myself. Thank you, Your Worship. I think this might be, it's an inquiry to the Director of Operations or the CAO. I'm down at the Legion all the time in the mornings, and there's a lot of people walk down there, and I've been getting asked, because the washrooms are closed, the ice fishermen are going to be coming down there in the wintertime, and people walking there all the time with their dogs. Is there any possible way that we could put I don't know what you call it, a bathroom, porta potty, whatever, I think that's what they're called, eh? Down by the regular washrooms, and then people all winter could use them?
I think we can have that come back maybe at CDC or at another meeting potentially for, I see nodding heads anyway, so. Yeah, no, it's not a discussion tonight. It's just an inquiry, so, but I do see a nodding of heads that people would like some form of just at least a discussion on it to give direction if it's needed. Yeah, if it's needed. I'm not sure that it is. I see 5 nodding heads, so. Further inquiries? No? All right. Too close to Christmas. All right, mayor's report. All right, so where do we start? Mayor's report, just, you know, if you have the opportunity, Spirit of Giving is on. You have the ability to give to a food bank. I encourage everyone to give. The second item I have is last Thursday, we at the United Counties table elected Mayor Smith Gatke from TLTI as the new warden of the United Counties. I think for the first time in 107 years, it's that we've had back-to-back females as wardens. So congratulations to outgoing warden Nancy Beckford and to incoming warden Karina. I think as we all know, but we passed the port meeting minutes and consent agenda. The port's been a crazy busy place. Harvest has been fantastic this fall, and we continue to see, you know, numbers that are well above normal and very, very strong. Spencerville Whoville is November 30th for the tree lighting. Certainly encourage everyone to either bring their wallet or canned food items for the South Grenville Food Bank. We certainly are in a contest with Augusta and Prescott to see who can collect more poundage in food. So bring heavy items for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Does Bonnie have a weight to it? Like, if I know Bonnie prefers cash over goods.
Yeah, that's a discussion that we'll have to have with Bonnie, I guess.
Yeah. If you get money, you get coins then, right?
Yeah, I would I would say it's, yeah. Bonnie, I'm gonna leave it that Bonnie probably has a way. It's hard to beat Augusta when they go door to door, though. And speaking about the other municipalities, this group met with Prescott and Augusta at the tri-municipal meeting, where we talked to the South Grenville Food Bank about the difficulties that they're having keeping the shelves stocked. There's a greater need this year than there has been in the past, and they're certainly optimistic and hopeful that those shelves will, continue to get filled at a normal rate over Christmas. So if you have some, give. At that same municipal meeting, we were asked for money by the Prescott Family Health Team. It appears that that's for a variety of potential different purposes at the Family Health Team, but ultimately I think it's to help with overhead costs and to help reduce their overhead costs as they continue to look for a fourth doctor. The group council, CAO, and some of the spouses borrowed the Port of Johnstown tender, got it all decorated up, did the Light Up the Night Prescott Parade, the first parade of the year. And like, it was absolutely, I had to hop back on the float a couple times because it was so overwhelming at how many people there were out that night to watch the parade. I mean, when we came over the overpass at Edward Street on both sides of the road all the way to King Street, it was 7 and 8 people deep watching the parade. It was unreal. There were so many people. So well done to CAO's daughter, Claire, who ran like, what was she dressed up as? A deer. Yeah, she ran like it. We said that she ran like a deer all night. Well done to the United Counties for the economic development seminar most of us were at on Friday. Congrats to Ann Weir. I know they start planning for next year's the day that one ends. Had a great visit and discussion with Energy Minister Stephen Lecce regarding the needs in Eastern Ontario. They are great, and energy continues to be one of the number one hindrances to economic growth in Eastern Ontario. So we need to keep working on that, minister, every opportunity we get. At the ECDev Summit, PA Clark announced that the United Counties was successful in its application for the pilot program called REDI, R-E-D-I. This program will see or support up to 200 foreign workers to help close the employment gap here in the United Counties, Leeds, and Grenville. The focus will be mostly on healthcare workers. That should help with doctor recruitment, nurses, PAs, as well as the much needed PSWs. I know at Mapleview Lodge, they're short almost 200 PSWs, and we're less than a year from opening that building. So without the PSWs to help do the job that needs to be done there won't be people in the beds, and you can't pay for the building if there aren't seniors and people in the beds. So the United Counties, in addition to that, will be hiring former Provincial Health Minister George Smitherman, as well as Sherry Hudson Fournier, who is the former CAO of the Upper Canada Family Health Team, to work primarily with South Africa to bring in trained healthcare pros to our area. We've been working in the background. I know that was something for everyone at this table that mattered. It's one of those kind of quiet things till it's not quiet anymore. So hiring Sherry and George to help with the REDI program, or a pilot program, we're only one of 4 places in Ontario that's going to have the ability to do that. That's going to happen quickly. It's over the next year to 18 months. And it will fast track immigration. It'll fast track licensing. They'll basically get to work day one. They won't be doing other things or other professions. And we're going to use Sherry and George and the contacts that they've had over their careers to work with the boots that they already have on the ground in South Africa and try to get as many people here as quickly as we can. It's not just for healthcare professionals, though. We all know that there's an engineer shortage here as well. Ingredion sees it, Greenfield Global sees it, HFI sees it. All of these industries, industrial partners, anybody in United Counties will be able to sponsor someone to come in through this program, through the READY program, and it will help, again, those 200 professionals that are coming in. It'll help fast track their immigration process to get them working at those industries that are so tight for skilled work. It's not like regular work. It's very specialized work. So we haven't announced totally this yet, but I think we should talk about it, is that Edwardsburg Cardinal, we all know this, that we had submitted an application with Jewel, and we were awarded 9 charging stations, 3 of which will go to Spencerville, 3 in Johnstown, and 3 in Cardinal. I know for Steve and I, and even before that, I think it was Kaminar, Bev Kellerman was the first one who brought the want to see charging stations in Spencerville. And I think that was about 7 years ago. And we're finally seeing the first investment in 9 of them through provincial funds, and they'll pay and they'll put in those charging stations for us. So wonderful, supportive announcement coming from the province. So a couple of great announcements actually this week as far as healthcare and for those charging stations. And that's it for me.
Mr. Mayor, thank you. I just want to make sure that everyone's aware too, that December 6th, we have our Minister of Agriculture coming to the Port of Johnstown, which I think is very important, for a 1-hour meeting at our meeting tour at 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. So it's very important to show that we're ready and willing to have our new Minister Flack as our agriculture minister and give him all the support we need.
Yeah.
So
Rob Flack, that's good.
thank you.
Yeah, thanks for remembering that. I'd forgotten all about it. And with that, that's it. And sorry, yep.
Firstly, a great job on summarizing. It was a very busy month, and lots of good stuff happening, and great job on that. And it was, just more, just briefly on the parade in Prescott. It was really neat to see how many, because we all went out and did a couple of rounds walking beside the float as well. And it was first of all, I got all my steps in for the year, so I'm good there now. But so many people from our township went out to Prescott as well. So we saw so many people familiar faces at all the other parades we do around here, as well as our door knocking and our various things we go to. And so it was good to see how that sense of community of people going to other communities to see these things was there as well. So it was really good to see. So I just want to put that out there. Good job on everybody. And it was really good that everybody could benefit from the parade that was in our neighboring communities.
That was so much fun.
Yeah.
Speaking about parades, yes, it was good in Prescott, but by golly, we had a pretty good one in Johnstown Saturday too. We had 21 floats and lots of bonfires and hot chocolate. And I think it's getting to the point we may have to move it to the community center. So, where it's going. So well done by the organizer. We had a couple streets blocked off so we can get out there, but everything went smooth. So kudos to those 2 houses who got together at that. So, and thank you, Mr. Smell, for driving the truck for us.
Yeah, looked awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, the video looked fantastic. It was really good. Okay, so I don't know if you brought that motion forward, right? Sorry, that was mine. I jumped real quick. It's supposed to be on the floor before I discuss it. You want to do it again?
What motion is that?
The mayor's report is received.
Oh, yeah. All right. You're right. Moved by myself and seconded by Mr. Smell that Municipality Council receives the mayor's report as presented. Mr. Mayor, go ahead. Do your
You want me
report.
to do my
Oh,
report?
no, we don't. No.
I save it all for 1 month. Merry Christmas. All right, call the question on receiving the mayor's report as presented. All in favor? All right. Good. And we do have one person in the gallery and it is question period. And if there is any item that's on the agenda that you wish to ask a question for, feel free. Can you use the mic just so that it's recorded for the video feed, please?
Just one very short question. What is step 1, 2, 3 now on Yockham Road? What is first going to be done, second, third?
Okay.
What do I report to my neighbors?
Okay. If you can summarize very quickly what will be done on Yocum Road.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So I think for the first step is probably later this week, if not early next week. We will have the speed signs posted on Yocum Road, including the new signage symbol indicating that will be completed.
Okay. And are there
That's-
further steps to do after that? Deal or
At
no?
this, not in the immediate, but we'll certainly look at having a speed and traffic counter mounted there.
All right. So as of the bylaw passing and being signed tonight, it is now in law and in effect, correct? Once I sign the confirmation bylaw?
For all intensive purposes, it is, but obviously we need
Yeah, not
the
official until the signs are up.
we need the signs posted on that road for it to be in full effect.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, so we are going to go into closed session. Counselor Smale, I believe you have the motion to go into closed session.
I do, your worship. Thank you very much. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Joe Martell, that the municipal council proceeds into closed session at 7:42 PM in order to address a matter pertaining to A, section personal matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal and local board employees, specifically approved of closed session minutes dated October 28th, 2024, November 4th, 2024. B, section 2392B, personal matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal and local board employees, specifically review annual award nominations. And C, section 2392B, personal matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal and local board employees, specifically pre-servicing agreement. And D, section 2392D, labor relations and employee negotiations, specifically union negotiations update.
Good. Thank you, Counselor Smale. Call the question and then we'll take a 5-minute or a 10-minute recess to clear the chamber. Discussion before we go into closed. Okay, hearing none, then I'll call the question. All in favor of proceeding? Okay. Then we will recess for 10 minutes to everybody take a break. Yep. Go.
Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Joe Martell, that the council meeting of municipal council and the open meeting does now resume
The
at,
closed session.
this says opened.
No, I think you said the council meeting now adjourns, not the closed session.
You gotta say it's closed, but
Oh, sorry, pardon me, your worship.
Yep, just making sure we're not adjourning
That
the
the
whole.
closed meeting of the municipal council no adjourn and the open meeting does now resume at 9:18 PM.
Are you good, Rebecca, or no?
Testing, testing.
I'm talking into it. It's showing on my microphone status that it's working. So it may just be a tech error on here.
Okay, all right. So we're back in open session then? All right. So coming out of close, then we'll deal with the minutes first. And Counselor Martell, I think you have that item. Oh, hold on. I didn't call the question. I got to call the question to come out of closed and back into open. Sorry. Thank you, whoever reminded me. All right. And coming out of that, the first item we'll deal with are the minutes.
Thank you, your worship. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Waddy Smail, that municipal council receives and approves the minutes of closed session dated October 28, 2024 and November 4th, 2024.
Okay. Well, the question on closed session minutes, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and then reporting out of closed session. Council met in closed session, discussed section 239(2)B, personnel matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal or local board employees, specifically the annual award nominations, and we gave direction to staff. We also met under 239(2)B, personnel matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal or local board employees, specifically the pre-servicing agreement. We gave direction to staff on that item as well. And we just had a discussion under section 239(2)D, labor negotiations or employee negotiations, specifically union negotiations update, where we received information and we gave direction back to staff. That's it for reporting out of closed session. And Councillor Ward, I believe you have, I don't know, yeah, there's no vote on that, right? No, it's just report out. You have the confirmation bylaw?
Yes, Your Honor, moved by myself and seconded by Deputy Mayor Dillabaugh, that a bylaw to confirm and ratify matters dealt with by resolution be now passed, signed, sealed, and numbered 2024-71.
Thank you, Your Honor.
It's a stretch for sure. Technically correct, but a stretch.
What did I say? Oh,
Yeah.
Your Lordship. Did I say Your Lordship?
Didn't know you called me Your Honor. And then
Oh, well, that might be a stretch. Your
Yeah, it's a stretch for sure. All right. All right, I will call the question on the confirmation bylaw. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, and who has the motion for adjournment, and can they read it, please?
Thank you, Sir Worship. It was moved by myself and seconded by Councillor Joe Martell. The municipal council does now adjourn at 9:20 p.m.
Non-debatable. I'll call the question. All in
Aye.
favor? We are adjourned.
Aye.
All right.